I'm not going to talk about anything that I haven't said in court or in the papers. These are all great questions, but I'm just not going to get into it. So
can you speak about your concerns about the leak and the video? You have spoken about that before.
I did it in the court papers, and I'm just going to stick to the court papers.
When he walked inside the courtroom, the first thing that he looked at was his family. As soon as he saw his family, he just lit up.
The Busby law firm based in Houston announced that 7 new lawsuits have been filed against embattled rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs.
The courtroom was left in disbelief when Diddy collapsed after hearing the shocking verdict. But what was so intense that it caused him to faint on the spot? As the case reaches its climax, the unexpected turn has left everyone stunned, and the details behind this moment are raising even more questions about what's truly happening. Join us as we dive into the jaw-dropping events that unfolded in the courtroom and what led to Diddy's dramatic reaction after the verdict. The allegations. Diddy is accused of some very serious crimes, including sex trafficking. He allegedly held parties called freak-off parties where illegal things happened, like drug use and sexual assault.
Breaking news update, 7 new civil suits have been filed against rapper Sean Diddy Combs, and this is for the first time now discussing these allegations.
And at the center of these claims is Cassie, a former protege, who has accused Diddy of physical and emotional abuse. Her detailed testimony goes far beyond the typical tabloid headline. She says she was forced into disturbing rituals and abuse, including physical torture and sexual abuse, at Diddy's freak-off parties. These parties seemed glamorous, but she claims they were actually filled with abuse.
That because that is the rule, he said, is there any harm in imposing this? And the prosecutor had asked the judge to make it reciprocal to stop Combs's lawyers from saying anything more about any of the evidence in this case. They cited it.
Even more disturbing, other women are now saying they experienced similar things at these parties. This shows a pattern of abuse and makes the accusations against Diddy even more serious. Cassie's decision to push the lawsuit forward, despite Diddy's efforts to settle out of court, has lifted the veil on years of alleged abuse, blackmail, and coercion.
The video, captured on multiple cameras, shows Combs wearing only a towel, assaulting his then-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, in a hallway at a Los Angeles hotel in March 2016.
As this case unfolds, the severity of the charges is unprecedented, with Diddy facing potential legal consequences that could result in a minimum of 15 years in prison if convicted. But just as everyone thought they'd seen it all, something unexpected happened that changed everything in the courtroom. You won't believe what happened next. Watch the upcoming video for the full story on this intense moment that left everyone stunned. The accusations don't just stop at sex trafficking. There are also claims of financial coercion and blackmail, where victims were allegedly forced into silence through payments and intimidation tactics. The freak-off parties. Diddy's infamous freak-off parties were the stuff of legend in Hollywood. For years, these events were seen as the ultimate A-list experience, exclusive, extravagant, and attended by some of the biggest names in entertainment. Diddy's parties looked amazing, like a dream. But now people are saying horrible things were happening there. And these parties are the main reason behind his downfall. According to various testimonies, the freak-off parties weren't just about music and mingling. Allegations show that they were carefully crafted to exert control over attendees, especially women. These gatherings allegedly involved disturbing rituals, acts of manipulation, and scenarios where the line between consent and coercion was often blurred. It's claimed that Diddy used his power to pressure women into doing things they didn't want to do. These women felt scared and trapped, and some were really hurt by what happened. One of the first public figures to shed light on the darker side of these parties was comedian Cat Williams.
All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all.
Known for his candidness, Williams didn't hold back when describing what he had witnessed. In interviews, he pointed to unsettling things happening at these gatherings, situations that went far beyond the usual Hollywood excess. Williams described scenes that suggested Diddy's parties were more about power and control than entertainment, with vulnerable individuals being manipulated for the amusement of the rich and powerful. Williams' words were initially dismissed by many in the media as exaggerations or simply another outlandish story. However, his revelations are now being re-examined in light of the accusations from others who attended these events. Testimonies from women who say they were coerced into uncomfortable, even abusive, situations are now painting a consistent picture of what happened behind those closed doors. Williams may have been one of the first to speak out, but he certainly wasn't the last. As more people come forward, the stories emerging from Diddy's parties are growing increasingly disturbing. What many initially thought were harmless wild gatherings are now described as something far more sinister. Women have testified about being invited to the parties under the guise of networking or career opportunities, only to find themselves in uncomfortable situations where they felt pressured or trapped. For now, 3 women speak out against seeing Diddy Combs in sexual assault lawsuits. Some accounts include stories of being drugged or coerced into activities they hadn't consented to, all while surrounded by high-profile celebrities who remained silent. The media's portrayal of these parties as glamorous and exciting now seems naive. What was once seen as an exclusive, fun-filled event has been redefined by allegations of exploitation, control, and abuse. Footage and testimonies from those who were there reveal a side of Hollywood that many have long suspected but few were willing to acknowledge. Perhaps one of the most curious aspects of this saga is the silence of many high-profile attendees. Celebrities like Usher and Justin Bieber, who were frequent guests at Diddy's events, have largely avoided addressing the allegations publicly.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh?
While Bieber has stayed completely silent on the matter, Usher has hinted at discomfort with some of the things he witnessed as a teenager during his time with Diddy. In retrospect, these vague comments are being reinterpreted as subtle warnings about the darker side of Diddy's lifestyle. But why has the entertainment elite remained so quiet? Is there more to the story that's not yet public? Perhaps the silence from celebrities speaks louder than words. You won't believe what's coming next. There's more to uncover in this unfolding drama, and the next revelation might just change everything. So stick around. And one reason could be behind silence is Diddy's immense influence within the industry. For decades, he has held significant power, not just as a music mogul, but as a cultural figure with connections across business, fashion, and entertainment. Many speculate that speaking out against him could have serious consequences for careers, making it easier for those who know the truth to stay silent. Others believe that Diddy's wealth and influence allowed him to keep these stories under wraps for years, maintaining his public persona while hiding the reality of what was happening behind the scenes. As more details come to light, the image of Diddy's freak-off parties has shifted dramatically. What was once seen as the height of Hollywood extravagance now appears to have been a space where power was abused and vulnerable people were taken advantage of.
Now to Sean Diddy Combs. The music mogul is facing a series of new civil lawsuits, including allegations he sexually assaulted 2 teenagers. Our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky, has the...
While the full truth may still be emerging, one thing is clear. These parties were far from the glamorous spectacles they appeared to be in the media. The silence from many who attended these gatherings only deepens the mystery. Were they complicit or simply too afraid to speak out? And how much more remains hidden beneath the surface? As the case against Diddy continues to unfold, these questions cast a shadow over the entire entertainment industry. The stories of exploitation, manipulation, and control that are now coming to light show that what happened at these parties is just the tip of the iceberg. A legal case that shook the industry. Diddy's defense is simple. Everything was consensual. The courtroom has become a battleground of testimonies that tell a much different story. His legal team has attempted to undermine the credibility of key accusers, including Cassie, painting her claims as motivated by personal vendettas. But with each new piece of evidence that emerges, it becomes harder to ignore the growing weight of these accusations. His attorney said, "Diddy says he's innocent, so he sees no reason to take a plea deal, even if prosecutors offer it," and added that the rapper is fighting not just to prove his innocence, but to inspire people who are going through government persecution. The trial is set for May 2025, but it's already shaping up to be one of the most high-profile legal showdowns in recent memory.
So, Brianna, the judge has set a May 5th trial date for Sean Diddy Combs to face those charges of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation of prostitution. Now, Diddy...
Testimonies from former associates are expected to provide more details, adding to the growing list of accusations. The judge has emphasized that this will be a transparent process, given the public interest in the case. But the real question remains, what new revelations are yet to come? The footage we're going to reveal will show everything. And while Diddy's defense team scrambles to maintain his innocence, the sheer volume of claims and the disturbing nature of them has already altered the public's perception of him. As the trial date draws closer, more witnesses are expected to testify. Former close allies, once loyal, now are willing to speak out. This trial is no longer just about clearing his name. It's about whether Diddy can't hold on to any shred of the life he once knew. The moment that stunned the courtroom. The bail of Diddy has declined, and in what can only be described as a shocking turn of events, Diddy collapsed in the courtroom after a key motion was announced.
And Diddy was in court today. He entered the courtroom wearing a jail-issued outfit, a khaki long-sleeve shirt, pants. He was also shackled at the ankles. His family members were in the courtroom, his mother and most of his children. He had waved to them, blew a kiss to his mother, and one of his sons had raised and flexed his arm, his bicep, as though to show a sign of strength.
The reaction was instant. Security, paramedics, and courtroom staff rushed to his side. It was a scene no one expected. And for a moment, the entire room was frozen in disbelief. Was it the weight of the accusations, the pressure of the trial, or something more? The footage we're going to show speaks volumes about the intense strain he's under. Diddy's legal team quickly downplayed the incident, citing exhaustion and stress. However, it has left many questioning whether the emotional toll of the trial is finally catching up with him. Public reactions were mixed. Some expressed sympathy for the man once seen as an icon, while others viewed it as a consequence of his actions finally taking a toll. Either way, the fainting episode only added to the growing drama surrounding the trial. A life of luxury turned to isolation. Diddy's life has been one of unimaginable wealth. His $50 million mansion, private jets, and endless celebrity connections marked a life most can only dream of. But all of that could soon vanish. If convicted, Diddy may trade his sprawling estate for a prison cell. The contrast is stark. A life once defined by opulence might soon be defined by confinement and isolation. How did a man at the top of the music and business world find himself facing such a bleak future? His empire, which includes lucrative deals in fashion, music, and spirits, now stands at the brink of collapse. Sponsors and business partners have begun distancing themselves, and his once powerful brand is starting to crumble under the weight of the scandal. What happens when the man who had everything loses it all? We're only beginning to see the full impact, and there's much more yet to unfold. Media frenzy and celebrity silence. The media has latched onto every detail of Diddy's trial, turning it into a public spectacle. From gossip tabloids to reputable news outlets, every twist and turn has been covered extensively. But despite the intense media scrutiny, some of Diddy's closest friends and collaborators have stayed eerily silent. Figures like Jay-Z, Kanye West, and Kim Kardashian, once seen at his side, have avoided public comments about the case. The resurfacing of interviews with Cat Williams has become a significant talking point. Williams' early warnings about the darker side of Hollywood now carry much more weight in the public eye. At the time, his comments were dismissed as outlandish, but in light of the current revelations, they seem almost prophetic. Celebrity reactions have been equally telling. While some are distancing themselves, others have quietly shown support for the victims. It raises the question, who knew what and when? What more might come out as the trial continues? Stick with us as we examine how deep these connections run and what they might reveal. Diddy's legacy. The trial is still months away, but the damage to Diddy's legacy may already be irreparable. The allegations alone have shifted his image from a music mogul to a symbol of Hollywood's darker underbelly. Even if he avoids the harshest legal penalties, can his reputation ever recover? Legal analysts are already drawing comparisons to other high-profile figures like Harvey Weinstein, whose empires fell after similar accusations. But what about Diddy? Could he stage a comeback, or will this be the end of his reign? The entertainment industry is known for its ability to forgive, but the severity of these allegations may prove too much. His legacy, once gilded with success, now faces an uncertain future. Diddy's trial is more than just a legal battle. It's an unraveling of power, influence, and secrets that have been hidden for too long. As the May 2025 trial approaches, new details are bound to emerge, and the public remains captivated by every revelation. Will Diddy be held accountable, or will his legacy remain complicated by scandal? The world is watching closely. For now, we can only wait. We hope you like our video. Please subscribe to our channel and watch this next video.